buy that stuff then.
That's awesome. Fancy. I never had brand new shocks ever. Unless they're like cheap Napa ones.
Double adjustables.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Nice.
For all you guys that don't know, Dad's just got the stock A-arm setup, and he made these shock mounts and everything. And the shocks are limiting travel. How much travel do you think you're gonna gain with this, Dad?
Honestly, I think it's probably going to get 6 more inches.
6 more?
Yeah. It's like, I never realized how little travel I had until I had it up in the air and I went to put the shock sensors on it, and I pulled the shock off and the A-arm dropped like 4 inches. And that was midway up the A-arm, so way out here it's a lot more.
Oh, okay. Sweet. But he got the full double adjustable QA1s with A-arms and all the brackets that'll bolt right up to a C10. And
Tubular A-arms.
are you gonna get a line after this? Or?
Oh yeah. We'll take measure lines and we'll take measure lines.
Cool. The truck will be doing wheelies in no time.
Well, it used to do wheelies. And then we did a whole bunch of suspension stuff, and I wanted it to not quite do such big wheelies, which it doesn't now, but it also doesn't have any suspension, and it's really hard to set up on sketchy surfaces, so it kind of comes up, hits the limiter, and then it upsets the rear end.
She's gonna love the new suspension setup. You're kind of missing something.
Yeah.
You notice that, or?
Yeah. She hiccuped, cracked the block. It was a 5.3 block, but it wasn't such a bad deal. We're just going to reblock it. Actually, it had a couple of cracks in one of the sleeves. My engine builder told me they'd also scuffed a couple pistons, and 5.3 pistons are like a million weeks out, and they had a set of 6.0 pistons on the shelf, and my engine builder said he had a 6.0 block laying there, so I guess we're doing 6.0 this time.
He's probably just telling you that so you can finally go 6.0.
Probably. He's been wanting me to go 6.0 for years.
Everybody's been wanting
He's
to go
also
6.0.
mad at me. He's like, why don't you put a good motor in that thing? I'm like, fuck, I'm going fast. Ooh, fancy.
Look at those.
Look at that.
Cool little bump stops.
Okay, so we're still missing a part.
Oh, really?
Yeah, these are just the lowers. Or no, these are the uppers. The lowers are still
Still in progress.
in process, yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Cool. Fancy stuff.
We found the other box.
Found the other box.
There's 2 boxes.
More stuffs.
That's another arm.
This is the lower arm. Man, this is supposed to say 50 pounds off the front of my truck. I can't imagine what the original was weighing. Because that's not light.
Pretty stout. Wow. Oh, yeah.
They're probably going to drive nice now, too.
All right.
That is pretty fancy.
It's a nice piece.
Okay, so we pulled the shock off, and you can see it's too short. It literally bent the tab when we pulled it out, and the fact that it's halfway up this A-arm, when this is multiplied, since it's about half, it'll double. So there's a difference of about 2 inches from this hole to this hole, which means it's about 4 inches way out here where the tire is going to be. And so this is actually going to net us like 4 inches of travel, which is huge.
And if these travel more than these other A-arms, period, that'll also give us more travel.
The QA1s also give you 7 degrees of camber, which helps steering at high speeds. They say anything over like 150 miles an hour, you want more camber. And I get to 150.
Oh, yeah. That's... Well, we've gotten off so far. I popped the brake line off. Popped the
Oh my God.
tie rod off.
Oh no.
And
I
see
thought
if
there was
the rest
more
of
to it. Oh no.
what's wrong?
The when it dropped down, it actually bound up in the spindle. There's more drop to it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Spindle's bound up on that one. This is the actual amount of drop, so that's a solid 3 to 4 inches right
Yeah,
there.
that's at least 3 inches there. And then again, when you come out here, you're going to multiply it by 2, so 6 inches.
Same concept, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So now we're going to do the dangerous stuff where we bang on stuff and hope it doesn't fly off and hit us.
I'll be right here.
Top one.
She popped.
Bottom one. Ready for the bang?
Yeah.
Always scares me every time.
Wasn't too bad.
Well, that was anticlimactic. Jeez.
Well, we had to cut that out. It's cut. It's cut.
It's cut.
Yeah. That way we can shove the thing in the hole.
Yeah, I love shoving things in holes.
Yeah. While we're in here, we're gonna do a full frame off rebuild. Right, Dad?
Yeah.
It's a frame off rebuild right here.
Frame off.
You just gotta hit her with a little. Assembling. That you actually read instructions.
Shut up! Don't tell anybody.
Getting all ready for the shock. We got all that cleaned up and repainted and rebuilt the frame and everything. Got a little hole up there. Perfect. You know, it's gonna look good, Dad.
Yes, sir.
Getting the first coil overall assembled. Lower control arm in. Boom, double adjustables, just like that. What do you think, Dad? Like it?
Pretty badass.
Oh yeah. Turned out pretty good. Bolts on down here. Bolts down there. Woohoo!
Have to take that bump stop out.
Why?
Because it doesn't provide enough droop.
No travel. Look at that.
Well, we got it all done. Thanks to Colin. Colin got this side done. I come over here and got this side done. And I can't think of enough. Wasn't horrible. This stuff fits really good. They got detailed instructions. I'm really stoked how it turned out. It's badass. Should definitely help with the weight transfer, and lost I think 30 pounds off the whole front end. Gained 7 degrees of camber, and of course just all the rest of the geometry is gonna be right because all that old shit was wore out. So anyway, thanks Colin. Back to you.
Alright guys, the rat rod's a little naked. I'm popping this header on. We're gonna pop the other manifold on, get the turbos on, get everything put back together. Look at this. We're all welded up here. Wastegate tubes are welded on. I'm just gonna pop the flange on and get the wastegates welded on down there. Everything's welded on. We're all ready to go. Just get everything bolted on, ready to go. Freaking excited, can't wait. But it is such a nice job welding these headers. Got it welded up here, got my O2 welded on, all the good stuff. So I need to get one more gasket because I only had one. thinking about reusing this one, but there's daylight and didn't do all this work to have exhaust leaks. So I'll go get another one of those and get some power. Time to start this thing. We got oil in it, but first, you guys know that we did a new oil pump, and we need to get this thing primed. A lot of people, it's not a fresh like build or anything, but with a new pump, I would like to get oil primed in it and everything. A lot of people don't really care. They just start it, run it. I don't know. I've had mixed opinions on what people say to prime it, to not prime it, but all I know is that if you do prime it, you're definitely not hurting anything. If you know, I mean, what's it gonna hurt to fucking prime it? So I have this old distributor, and I just ground the teeth off. A lot of the distributors, you can literally just unscrew a set screw and pull the gear off, but this one was a one piece, so I just put it in the lathe and ground off the teeth. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this in place of my other distributor, get a drill, and prime the oiling system. Just try to get some oil pressure before we fire this baby up.
Hit it.
You should have oil pressure by now. Well, I pulled this off because we were trying to see if we could get oil, and I put in a little jug right here. Well, long story short, I'm going to explain what we had to do. But yeah, I ended up leaving that off, and I tried to make sure we could prime it. Well, you know, it primed. Damn it! All right, guys. Something that I didn't know that I had to change around on this pump right here. This is my old pump that I had in there, and you guys know I had to change this out when I did my pan. So this piece right here bolts up to your main cap. That's where you pump oil through, and you have your shaft and everything. So this shaft comes right here, and it has a little plastic piece. Oh, so it doesn't do that. But it has a little plastic piece that shields around here, and it buttons in right there. So you can see, and that's where it would hold these two together, and then the distributor comes in here and turns that from the distributor turning from the crank gear. So what I was trying to do is, when we were just cranking it over by hand, it wasn't priming oil. So then we made that little made this distributor primer right here, I just machined the teeth off of it and stuff, and I put that on there, and we still weren't getting oil pressure when we were spinning it, and there was zero resistance or anything. So pulled the pan off, and I had Tanner spin it, and it wasn't spinning the pump down here. So what was happening is that wasn't engaging into here, which is what you normally see on the bottom of the intake. And what the problem was is this is some weird type of pump. It was a front sump pump, and this rod is actually shorter than the one I needed, which is kind of crazy. I don't know what part number this is. There's nothing on here. I don't know what pump that's for. It's a front sump pump. So if you know anything about it, yeah, if you need a front sump pump and a front sump sump and a pan and all that stuff, let me know. I will pretty much give this to whoever wants it, but I'm sure it's a really desirable piece for whoever needs it for their special application. But for me, I just need the normal common small block Chevy stuff. I don't need anything special. But we're gonna crack this thing off and see how she runs. I'm excited to fire it up and see what it sounds like with this new exhaust and everything. Fucking sounds nasty though. Dude, that exhaust sounds so much better than the other one. Yeah, so that whole entire time when I went like that, and then I gave you the okay, that's how long it took for the O2 to read right. Literally like a minute. Are we sure we got all the plugs in and everything?
Positive. We can check them again, make sure.
It sounds like it's missing, right?
On this side?
On one side. It doesn't sound right.
Yeah. It could be because one of those plugs is fouled.
things start vibrating. You're like, ah.
That wasn't that bad.
I'll stay in it however long if I got full safety gear, but
I felt safety enough from sitting here. Besides this door flinging open.
why did it open?
Twice. I didn't latch it, so.
Oh, that's nice.
What?
Bar keeps the door open on a slope. Yeah, dude. All that work did pretty good. I'm pretty pumped about having the Kirkis. The Kirkis really
They're comfortable, dude.
hold you in.
Especially this one. The seat.
A bit.
I got a shower of aluminum shavings. Somehow they are from down there up on me.
Getting blown out.
It's not the only thing that'll get blown out.